Hello and welcome back to Bookish. Today I'm here with another Saturday HodgePodge. I think I'm going to make this a regular feature on my channel. I kind of liked it. Last Saturday I just kind of came on and made a short video talking about bookish things. For those of you who watch my channel regularly, you may have noticed that there's a weird box in the back corner of my room past the chair with no seat and near the Amazon box, which has been discarded for some time. And that weird box contains bound copies of American Heritage magazine from the 1950s and the 1960s. These were given to me by my dad. My mom and dad are clearing out some areas in their house, and they were looking to, may free up some space in a cabinet, and my dad asked me if I wanted these, and I did. These are really kind of incredible to think. The 1950s and 60s American Heritage published in a hardback format like this. The subscription to this magazine was given to my father by his Aunt Bill. That's what we called her, Aunt Bill, who was a bit of a character. She was in the Women's Army Corps during World War II. She never married, and then later in life we found out that she'd had a daughter a long time back. And kind of been an unwed mother in the years right around World War II, or during World War II, and had given her daughter up for adoption and had been reunited with her near the end of her life, which is kind of an interesting story. I really loved these magazines when I was a kid. I remember looking through them. You can find a lot of the great American historians, the 1950s and 60s here, great front cover art pieces, famous works from American history. This is I believe this is the Battle of Bunker Hill. There's that portrait of Andrew Jackson. This portrait of Oliver Hazard Perry. And then one of my favorite George Washington pictures, this picture of Washington riding out to subdue the Whiskey Rebellion. Something not a lot of people think about very often. But these magazines are a long time, sat in my parents' shelf. As a kid, I remember looking through them and looking at them all the time, and maybe this is, one of those places where I got my love of history. But in the back of one of them, in the back of this one, as a matter of fact, I found a number of kind of artifacts from my father's. My dad is a really kind of Renaissance man of sorts. He was he did he read a lot. He studied history a lot. He designed his own furniture. He was a woodworker. I don't think there's very many things my dad couldn't do. He also was kind of briefly a real estate developer when I was in 5th grade. He put in a bid for some land that was going up for auction, and he got it, and he put in some streets and divided up lots, and we moved our family there, and just kind of an amazing list of accomplishments I think my father had, and these magazines were always one of those things which I thought was kind of special about having a dad who was really interested in history. So I thought I'd share those with you. I have a whole box back there. I did a shelf reorganization not that long ago before I got these, and now I'm not exactly sure where to put them, but I wanted to share that. That's kind of a bookish thing since those are hardback magazines. The other thing I want to do is I want to continue what I did last Saturday and do 3 more shout-outs. These are shout-outs to channels that should have more subscribers than me. One is to, the channel name is I Read Past My Bedtime, and that channel is hosted by a wonderful person named Nikki, who is one of the most supportive booktubers I've ever encountered. She's a great supporter of lots of channels. She reads independent authors who self-publish. She's a big champion of them. Her reading taste and my reading taste I don't think could be too much different. She likes a lot of horror and thrillers, I believe. Not exactly things that I read very often, but I watch every one of her videos because she brings a lot of life and kind of joy to doing those videos. She has videos where she and her husband appear together, which are funny, and she does a reading series. I think there are a couple of those where she and her son, or her son, reads a book and reviews it. It's just a really great channel, so please go check out I Read Past My Bedtime. I'll leave the link below. Also, I wanted to give a shout out to Jason Harrigan. Jason Harrigan probably did the single greatest booktube tag that I remember seeing not too long ago, and I believe it was the Dilemmas of a Book Nerd tag. The most tongue-in-cheek thing I've ever seen, and just a really great video. He is a book collector, a reader of all kinds of things, and his videos are just amazing. Plus, he's from Ireland, so his accent and his manners of speech are great. Jason Harrigan, I'll leave a link to his channel down below. And then a new channel I found just not that long ago, and that's called the Mayberry Book Club. I don't remember the gentleman's name who appears on camera. I feel bad about that. On the Mayberry Book Club, but his book reviews are kind of done in a interview style, where the person, he has a camera person who asks him questions and prompts him to whom he's actually talking, and that kind of makes for unique booktube content, I thought. And he has some of the most amazing shelves, bookshelves I think I've seen on booktube. So I'll leave a link to Mayberry Book Club down below. Please go check out those channels. Those are some great people. And if you haven't subscribed to Amy Gets Lit yet, go over to Amy Gets Lit's channel. Amy deserves way more subscribers than I have. And so hoping you'll help her surpass me sometime soon. Anyway, the last thing I want to talk about today is ShakeTube. I am participating in ShakeTube. Last week I read The Twelfth Night, which I enjoyed. I have to be honest with you, I kind of thought it would be better, or I'd like it more than I did, but it was still good. I still enjoyed it. And then this week I started reading Measure for Measure, only to find out that Measure for Measure is the play I'm supposed to be reading next week. And I'm really enjoying Measure for Measure. And so there's a small chance I'll actually put up my own ShakeTube video. I believe Measure for Measure is one of the plays that Lukash at Totally Pretentious is reading, is doing, so I'll leave a link to his channel down below too. The other thing I want to talk to you about just really briefly is that part of my ShakeTube reading, I've been reading this biography of Elizabeth I. It has been slow going, but I'm really enjoying it. The reason why it's such slow going is, I don't know if you can tell, this book has some of the tiniest print I've run into, and I think I made a point about this last time. Not the best eyesight ever. This is the title of the book's just Elizabeth I. It's by Anne Somerset. This book's more than 20 years old now, and I have to be honest with you, I'm really enjoying it. It does a lot of the things that I think are really overlooked in a really good, well set up biography. You know what? One of the things I don't think people think about with biographers is the choices they have to make, and the arrangement of their factual information, how they kind of put all that together. That they're, you know, like if you're going to go chronologically, as this book does, if you're just talking about the first years of Elizabeth's reign, do you limit yourself to things that just happened in those years? Let's say, I think in this case, it's the first 3 years of her reign, makes up, I think, chapter 3. Do you just limit yourself to those, or do you identify the major issues at the beginning of her reign, such as her dealing with religion and kind of undoing some of the things that her sister Queen Mary had done to restore Catholicism in England, issues such as her prospects for marriage, and was she ever going to get married? Do you deal with those issues completely within that first few years of her reign, because those were the important issues then, even if that means you include information that comes from much later? In this case, Anne Somerset has decided to kind of go more thematically, and I think this is a great choice. She's able to kind of completely deal with the issue of Elizabeth's marriage, of religion, and how Elizabeth approached religion in England during her reign, I think in a really great and informative way. And I'm really enjoying the biography, even though I wish the book was twice this big and the print twice as large, because that is really that's really difficult for me. But other than that, really liking this book. Anyway, there you go. That's my Saturday hodgepodge for this Saturday. Let me know what you think. Let me know if you have any comments in the comment section below. And as always, thank you for watching.